This story might sound like cobblers, but it is apparently a real incident that took place in modern-day Wrocław, Poland. In September 1591, a well-heeled, shoemaker named Weinricius cut his own throat. Weinricius was buried the day after his death, and it wasn't long before his ghost was spotted walking around the town. The dead shoemaker was also reportedly getting into bed with people at night and gripping their arms and legs so firmly that he left bruises in the shape of fingers on their bodies. Unsold garden studios with toilet and shower are selling for almost nothing. Look. After about 7 months, the local people, convinced they had a vampire on their hands, exhumed Weinricius's body and found that it looked fresh and complete, with the skin tight, like a drum. There was a rose-shaped mole on his foot, which was suspected of being a witch's mark. The body was taken out and reburied under some gallows. However, when the undead Weinricius continued to terrorize the town, the body was brought up again and dismembered. Those who did the butchering remarked that his heart looked as good as that of a freshly slaughtered calf. Next, all the bits of the bootmaker were burnt, and the ashes were cast into the river. Just a year later, in a town not too far from Breslau, another vampire rose up. A local dignitary named Johannes Kunze was severely injured one day after being kicked in the privates, and possibly the head too, by a lusty gelding. After this, the wounded Kunze began showing signs of delirium, leading to rumors that he was in league with the devil. While on his deathbed, a black cat burst into the room and pounced on the dying alderman. The frantic feline scratched Kunze's face to shreds. Very soon after his burial, reports were going around the town that he had returned from the dead and was causing mischief. Hoof marks would show up in the snow after the vampire was spotted, and the fiend was accused of sexually assaulting a woman and tormenting the local vicar by squeezing him when he was in bed. In July 1592, after 5 months of terror by the undead Kunze, the townsfolk finally dug up the corpse. Kunze's body showed no signs of decomposition, and when his leg was cut with a blade, fresh blood poured out. The body was removed, dismembered, and burnt. One day in 1725, in the small village of Kisiljevo in eastern Serbia, a local peasant named Petar Blagojevich was buried in the village churchyard with the familiar ceremony of a Catholic funeral. Within 9 days of Petar being laid to rest, 9 locals had gone from healthy to dead, from young to old. They all showed signs of nervous exhaustion. Every one of these 9 people stated outright on their deathbeds that Petar Blagojevich was the sole reason they were dying. They all claimed that he had come into their bedrooms at night as a vampire, sat on them, and then sucked from them their strength. It was also said that Blagojevich, after his death, went to his old family home and murdered his son by drinking his blood. When Petar's grave was opened up, in the presence of the whole village, the hair, nails, and beard had grown, and fresh blood was seen in the mouth. The body was then taken out, and a sharp wooden stake was driven through Petar's body. At this, blood was seen to spurt from his mouth and nose. Thank you for watching.